Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Cocktails and Conversation with Precious G. Hopefully you have your cocktails. Yes, we are about to get started. It is a beautiful Sunday. Y'all have a Sunday fun day. Yes. Yes. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Cocktails and Conversation. I am super excited that you all are with us. Tonight, it is an honor for you to spend time with me tonight, all right? All right. We're going to go ahead and get started. All right. Get my music together here. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cocktails and Conversation. My name is Precious G, and I am super excited about you all being here with me tonight. Hey, beautiful people. Okay, man, hopefully you got your cocktail and you're ready to just sit back, have a good conversation, because you all, this show is going to be hot. Is going to be hot, and I'm just super excited about it because I just feel like it's something is fitting. It's fitting for this time that we're in. So you all, greetings. If this is your first time plugging in, welcome. Those who have been supporting the talk show, thank you so much. You all, but listen, I need you to do me a favor. You all, I need you to go ahead and share this link, share this broadcast with other people. All right, I need you to share it on your page, and then I want you to tag 5 people. Tag 5 people to so that way they can join in and hear this awesome talk show and be with you at the same time. So if you all would do me that favor, go out there, share this live, all right, on your page, and then tag 5 people to join in with you, all right? Let's get you, because listen, we want to be worldwide. Cocktails and Conversation, we want to be worldwide, right? And but we're gonna go ahead and move on because I just, man, every time is getting ready to for the broadcast to air, I just get excited. I really do. So you all, hopefully you have your cocktails, and hopefully you're just sitting back, relaxing, and just chilling out, because you all, today's show, I actually am excited because I'm going to invite some viewers to join in with us tonight. All right, so listen, after we kind of cover the topic and go over some things, y'all, I want y'all to stay on the line because I want to invite some viewers to come in and join me on the live, right? So you all, today's topic, we're going to be talking about self-care. Whew. You all, I didn't realize that self-care, I don't want to call it heavy, but a lot of times people just throw out that word self-care, but they don't really give you any tools to really help you understand what does self-care really mean? How can you apply it to your life and where you are in life? You all, Cocktail and Conversation, this show was birthed because I believe everybody has a story. I believe everybody has something to say. And a lot of times people think because they haven't done something spectacular that they may consider spectacular in their life, that they don't have a story. And you all, Cocktails and Conversation is that platform that we're going to talk to some dope daggum people, some dope people. We're going to talk to some people that overcame some stuff. We're going to talk to some people that's still going through some stuff. We're going to talk to a lot of different people, and we're going to utilize this platform to get the word out about what a lot of us are dealing with. So listen, if you have not subscribed to the YouTube page, then listen, when this broadcast, when the show is over, not right now, because I don't want you to leave the live, okay? But when the show is over, I want you to click on the YouTube link, and I want you to go to our YouTube page. The name of our company is 3D Connections. And I want you to go to our YouTube page, and I want you to subscribe to the YouTube page, all right? So you got to subscribe, ring the bell. You got to ring the bell, all right? Because when you ring the bell, then you're going to get alerts to all the wonderful things that 3D Connections is doing, because, we focus on 3 areas of your life, all right? And I'm going to break down 3D Connections, but so go to my YouTube page and subscribe to 3D Connections, and then share it with somebody. Share it with somebody so that way they can, subscribe too. So again, you all, if you have not shared this link, I need you to share this live, and I need you to tag 5 people, right? So that way they can join in on this conversation with us as well. So y'all, hold your cocktails up, right? So throughout the night, we're going to take a sip, sip, sip. So hopefully you wash the dishes, you got the house together, right? You got the kids squared away, and now this is your time. This is your time, right? So y'all, cheers. Cheers to all you overcomers. Let's take a sip. All right. Nice and refreshing. All right, so let's start with our hot topic. So the hot topic today, you all, is kind of a 2-part thing. So you all, today, I don't know if you all knew, because I think today is the last day. Did y'all make it out to the stores? Because this weekend was like tax-free tax credit, right? This weekend was that. Let me look. Yeah, this weekend was no state taxes. So how did that look? Did anybody make it out there this weekend to buy some things, preparing for school? You didn't have to pay state taxes, on the items you purchased. So hopefully y'all made it out there this weekend, because that was the tax-free weekend, okay? And it is today. I think it's for the 5th for the weekend. And, but did they have any deals out there? I didn't see a lot of deals. Just when I kind of was looking through the papers and stuff like that and online. Okay. All right. You could have shopped online. Okay. All right. So you all listen, but I'm interested. I'm interested to know, like, were you able to get your school supply list together? Were you able to get them clothes together, right? If your children not wearing uniforms. Okay, so you still got to buy them clothes and shoes to wear for the week. So, But, so here's the other piece of the hot topic. Now, y'all listen. So, y'all know Omarion, right? Omarion, and he has a brother named Orion. All right, I don't know if y'all knew. So he has a brother named Orion. So you all, a couple of months ago, I don't know if you all saw the tweet that Orion, which is Omarion's brother, he did a tweet with a video, all right, showing his physique, all right? And he was doing jumping jacks. Did anybody see that? If y'all saw that, put that in the chat. I don't know if it's still out there. You probably got to go on Twitter. I don't know. I'm not going to post the video. But listen, if you saw that video, you know that him and his brother absolutely love their bodies. And they got nice bodies. They do. Well, you all, Omarion is back in the tabloids again. So that was his brother, Orion, a couple of months ago, doing the jumping jacks, showing all of his self, okay? All right? Wear clothes on, right? But, so Omarion is in the news and has made the tabloids again, because y'all know just about a month ago, he was doing the verses, right? With Mario, and what's Brandy's brother name? I got to get their names right, y'all. I got to get their names right. Brandy's brother. Ray J, right? Okay, so Ray J came out there. So, y'all, he was in the tabloids for that. Well, you all, if you all haven't seen, he just did a digital photo shoot for a magazine called, yeah, Ray J. He just did a digital photo shoot with a magazine called Hello Beautiful. And you all, I'm telling you, the headlines of that said, I want to read it verbatim. It said, it's leaving your tongues wagging. Like a little dog. It's leaving your tongues wagging. So if you haven't seen that, because the first thing I thought when I saw that was, I immediately went back to D'Angelo. Y'all remember when D'Angelo did that video? How does it feel? Now, rightfully so, Omarion has a nice body. He does, okay? Right? And honey, he is showing it. And he is moving it and all that stuff. So, you all, if you haven't seen that, that was a hot topic for me because it took me back to when D'Angelo did that video. How does it feel? I'm telling you, people was going crazy from the north, all right, to the south, to the east, to the west with that video. How does it feel? Okay. So you all go out there and check that out if you haven't done so. So you all listen, let's go ahead and take a sip, cocktails and conversation. All right, good. All right, you all, again, if you have, please make sure you remember to subscribe and go ahead and share this link because we're getting ready to get into our hot topic. We're getting ready to get into our topic for the evening, for the night. And our topic for the night, you all, is self-care. So, when this topic came up, a lot of these topics come up, with experiences and things that I'm going through, or, things, just talking to other friends and, just seeing conversations that I see on social media. And this was just so fitting because most of us are about to get back into the hustle and bustle of life, right? Like most of us are getting ready to go back to that routine. And so when I say that hustle and bustle, like kids are going back to school. People are going back to work. Some people have been off, they're going back to work. All right. College is starting up. And listen, you may be entering into college, right? You may be an adult that's working. And now you're going to start college or to complete your degree that you're working on. But there's another commitment that's added to you, right? What else is going on? We are nearing the fourth quarter of the year. And so the seasons are about to change. You all, the time is changing. You all, we're going to get, it's going to start getting darker earlier. We're not going to be out as much. The holidays are coming up. And it's a lot of things just psychologically that start to happen with people at this last quarter of life. Now, you all listen. I'm not a health professional at all. But this is what I am. I am a mother. Okay? I'm a mama. Okay, I'm a friend. I'm a daughter. I'm an employee. I'm a businesswoman. And so I understand what it looks like when you're trying to juggle so many different things, but the one thing that you're not making time for is yourself. And so that's what we're going to talk about. We're talking about self-care. And you all, the word that comes to mind with self-care that most people will probably throw out there is balance. But y'all do know that really that word balance is not a realistic word. It's not a realistic word that truly fits in with you or with your potential life, with the different tasks and commitments that you have. Because one of the things you probably find yourself saying is, how do I find balance? Well, y'all, you can just eliminate that word balance and just say, how do I find time for me? How do I find time for me? Okay? All right. So you all, when it comes to, true self-care, you may not be able to find balance. But you having a strong self-care routine, All right. And you really diligently thinking about that will help you navigate through the courses of life. It will help you do that. It will help you do that. So you all, my question to you all is, what does the term self-care mean to you? Like if somebody says self-care, what does it mean to you? Well, let me tell y'all what it meant to me. When somebody says self-care meant, my mind automatically meant to a spa. So y'all can put in the chat what what self-care meant to if somebody says self-care, or you need to exercise some self-care. Like what did that mean to you? I'm gonna tell y'all what it meant to me. It meant a spa day, a retreat, going to get a mani-pedi, right? Going out to have take myself to lunch or to dinner, or something like that. See, that's what I thought self-care meant. But in actuality, that's not what it is. See, I thought self-care meant that you had to give yourself some type of luxury monetary reward in order for it to be considered self-care. Right? So you all, let's go ahead and take another sip. Let's take another sip. Because see, taking time for yourself allows you to really focus on your mind, body, and spirit. Right? Like focusing on those things. And those are really things that money can't buy. So how can you exercise self-care if you don't think you have the time to do those things? Because again, a lot of times people throw out the term self-care, but they don't give you a clear understanding of what that picture really, really looks like. All right. So I've discovered that it's something totally different. All right. And so I just, so I want to tell you all my story. My story when I started, what made me start exploring this whole self-care journey. I've always been a mover and shaker, right? And in all honesty, I always was a person to put myself on the back burner. Now, if you all plugged into the episode 1, I kind of talked about that. And you can go on my YouTube page to watch that episode if you didn't get an opportunity to. But I'm sure it's like other viewers that's on the line tonight. You feel like everything relies on you. That if you don't make it happen, it won't get done, right? And so a lot of times you end up putting yourself on the back burner, and you think that you have superpowers to get stuff done. But the reality is you have human powers, okay? Like you're a human and you've been blessed with superpowers, I like to say. But you're not a Superman, Superwoman. You're a human, right? And you've learned how to navigate to get things done, but in the course of that, you make sure everybody else is good, and a lot of times you're not. So so as I tell my story, a few years ago, I don't know, probably about 8 years ago, I remember I called my sister one day because I couldn't breathe. Like I felt like it was a Mac 10 truck on my chest. I couldn't breathe, and I had a headache. But let me tell y'all something. I had headaches consistently for years. I never tripped off having a headache because I had a headache every daggone day. Some days the headache was longer than some days the headache was more intense than others. But I had a headache almost every day for a couple of years. So this particular night, I tried to get through the night, couldn't hardly breathe. So the next morning I got up, I called my sister. She was like, what's going on with you? I'm like, girl, nothing. Like, I can't breathe. I feel it. She was like, I can hear it. Like, I can hear you breathing. Like, you sound like you're struggling. I'm like, yeah, but I think I'll be okay. I said, but I got this headache. Like, it is, I can't even describe it. It was excruciating pain. And I had it for 2 days. So my sister says, you know what? I'm going to come take you to the emergency room. So I get to the emergency room and they take my blood pressure. My blood pressure was like 240. I mean, it was like something like 240, 250 over like 130, 136. I mean, it was ridiculous. I literally thought that I was about to have a stroke because, and then after they took my blood pressure, they took me straight to the back. Now, wait a minute, y'all. If you ever been to the emergency room, now you know if they take you straight to the back, you ain't got to sit down. So serious, right? Y'all know that y'all been to the emergency room before. So they took me straight to the back. And all of a sudden, all these doctors just came in, they listening to my heart, and all this stuff. And y'all, my blood pressure, because of course I'm scared now, so my blood pressure is going up and up and up. And they're like, okay, come on, no, we got to get her some medicine. We got to get this down. They was like, well, maybe it's a blood clot. And, my mind, oh my God, blood clot. I'm getting ready to die. Like that's immediately where my mind went. You all come to find out I've been diagnosed. So they end up admitting me to the hospital. They had me hooked up on heart monitors. Thank God nothing was going on with my heart. But I discovered I had high blood pressure. Okay. And you all, growing up in the Black community, when people say they have high blood pressure, that didn't mean nothing to me. I didn't take it serious, cause and what do we always say? You better leave me alone, and shoot, and you about to raise my pressure up. I thought that was just kind of a little jokey joke that people said. I didn't really understand it. So when they told me I had high blood pressure, me being the superwoman that I thought I was, and I could fix myself, I tried to go on like life was normal. I tried to go on like life was normal. And people would tell me, Precious, you need to take care of yourself. You got the kids. You need to take care of yourself. But again, nobody really went into detail really what that look like. Yeah, watch what you eat. Just little flippant stuff like that, right? Well, you all, let me tell you when it got serious. Because as time went on, I got to the point to where I was nauseated almost every day. I had to pull out my vision started to get like distorted. I would get these I developed migraines because again, I'm not taking care of me. I'm trying to make sure everybody else is good. And again, I didn't really have the gumption to look up self-care, right? The self-care was, Precious, your time will come. So you all, I ended up going to work one day. I was late that day because I ended up pulling over because I got sick on my way to work and I didn't think I was going to go. So I went ahead and I went to work. And when I got to work, they was like, Precious, are you okay? They said I look like pale, like I look like I've just flushed, And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. So I sit down and I slumped over my desk. I said, I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick. I went to the bathroom. Y'all got sick again because I'm still nauseated. I can't really see. And I staggered back to my desk. Now, y'all, this was after me being admitted in the hospital, thinking I was going to have a stroke, all that stuff. Because I'm going on like life is normal. How many of y'all still want to go on like life is normal and there's some stuff going on? All right? So you all, so let me go ahead and get to this. So I went ahead. I come back to my desk. And my coworker says, Precious, you don't look good. We're going to call an ambulance. I said, y'all not tell I ain't going to the hospital, no ambulance. I drive myself to the hospital, and that's what I did. And again, I was admitted in the hospital again. So now you all, life is getting real. Life is getting real. And I'm like, okay, Precious, you got to figure this out. You got to do, because now there's a call to action. There's a real call to action. So now, now it's about, Precious, you got to get better. And I want to say that to you all. You got to get better, and it starts with self-care. And I'm going to tell y'all what that looked like for me. And I'm going to also give you some things that I found that can help you organize your self-care plan. So, because I just believe that when you get better, it gets better. And see, it is whatever it is. You fill in the blank for the it. But Precious had to get better. So you all, Precious, my mother, she's a nurse. She's in the medical field. So my mother is telling me, so now I'm starting to ask questions. So now I turn to family. I turn to friends. I turn to professionals. And guess what, y'all? I even turn to Google. Y'all, let's take a sip on that. How many of y'all don't turn to Google for an answer, okay? Let's talk about it, right? So I even turned to Google because now I had to know, what did this self-care look like for me in my life, okay? And so, because I want to be the best person, I had to be for myself. I need to be the best. I need to be the best Precious. Okay. And so, you all, that's what I did. And you all, that's when SNS Fitness was birthed. You all, SNS Fitness was birthed through that process. Okay. And so, one of the things that I love to do was I didn't like working out. I didn't like working out. All right. But what I loved to do was dance. I love to dance. And one of the things I love to do with dancing was sliding. And you all, what I discovered that became part of my self-care plan. Because see, by me dancing, by me sliding, you all, it became an escape for me. You all, it allowed me it took me to a place of joy, happiness, accomplishment. Because see, as I was dancing, as I was sliding, I'm vibing to some amazing music. And it's like relieving the stress, relieving the things that's going on, that I'm feeling at that moment. Or stuff that's been laying on me. Y'all, I'm just telling you what I discovered for me with this self-care plan. Because again, you all remember I told you when people said self-care, what it meant to me was I had to spend some money. I had to spend some money. And I had to go to a spa. I had to go get manicure, pedicures. I had to go to a retreat. I had to spend money. And you all, at that time in my life, I didn't think I had two things. I didn't think I had time to do it. How many of y'all don't think you got time to do nothing? And guess what? I didn't have the money to do it. Because to me, it's like, I'm not going to get a massage every week. So I had to come up with something that worked, that fit within the confines for me. Because again, y'all, that's what self-care meant to me. All that stuff. All that extra stuff. So you also, SNS Fitness was birthed because now I was able to get away. I was able to get away mentally. You all, because I discovered I was doing 5 to 7 minute slides at a time. And before I knew it, I had worked out for 30 minutes. And it didn't even feel like it. Sometimes I would do the same line dance over. I would do it twice in the same session. Because see, y'all know how I knew. Do y'all want to know how? And I even practice that way today, even with my class. This is a way that I know a line dance. If I could do it with my eyes closed, then I know it. If I could do it with my eyes closed, I know it. You all, but by me doing that, I was able to escape. All right? I was able to escape by doing that. All right? So, you all, so that's what I started doing. That's what I started doing. You all, but then my mentor told me, all right? My mentor told me, Precious, these are 2 books I want you to read. You all, one of the books that he told me to read was called The Master Key by John Kehoe. You all, that book taught me meditation. Yeah, we talking about my self-care plan. That book taught me about meditation, how to meditate. Because see, that book taught me, and it goes through an exercise on how you can be in a room by yourself or even in a crowded room and recenter yourself. Y'all, it's powerful. It's powerful, and it's going to blow your mind. But he takes you through an exercise, and I think he starts off like at 2 minutes where you just sit still. And he teaches you how you can control your thoughts. Literally, you all, when I used to do this exercise, it's like, because I didn't need sometimes you don't need 80,000 thoughts, y'all, going through your mind. And that's what happens. Even though we sit down and we try to relax, you still thinking about stuff, ain't you? You still thinking about what you need to do, what you ain't did, and all this stuff. So you all, that book, The Master Key, taught me how to meditate, but it taught me how to control my thoughts and how to recenter myself. So now, even if I wasn't able to get away, if I was coming home from work, I could sit in my car and recenter myself, because I know I'm getting ready to go in the house. I got to deal with the family. They got practices that we got to go to the church. I got, I'm running a business, so I got a meeting I got to go to. I got appointments with clients. All this stuff is going on the second half of my day when I get off work. So sometimes I had to recenter myself, and I wasn't in position to run and go get no pedicure. But that book, The Master Key, taught me how to do that. Where I can literally, it felt like I was throwing my thoughts. Nope, nope, you're not coming, and I could sit there. All right. The other book that my mentor encouraged me to have me read was called The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Shinn. This book was written in the early 1900s and is still relevant today. But what that book taught me, that life is a game, okay? And there's a certain way you got to play it. But more importantly, that book taught me about affirmations, about how to speak over my life, how to speak over me, how to speak over situations. Because, because sometimes you just get so heavy and you're at the pivotal moment. You ain't got time to call nobody. Y'all, I'm going to keep it real. Sometimes you don't feel like praying, okay? Sometimes you don't feel like praying. Like, no, I don't even feel like praying. Like, no. So that book taught me about affirmations, how I can talk to myself and speak stuff in the universe. And speak over my life, y'all. And that book changed my life. It changed my life. And so you all, what I did, I was able to pull out some affirmations, you all, that were near and dear to me. Affirmations, because you all, a lot of times, growing up, we are inundated with thoughts and ways on how we were raised, but they may not apply to you and where you are. It's a lot of things that, and I ain't gonna say I blame my parents, but it's some things that our parents instilled in us, and now that you're older, you're like, I ain't really agree with that. No, I don't want to do it that way. No, nope, different time, nope. And so now I was able to take on things that were relevant that I felt for me and where I was. Y'all, let's take a sip, because, whoo, Jesus. Y'all, right? Self-care. So I was able to do that. And you all, and it was some affirmations that I wrote in my notebook that I would carry around with me that stuck with me. And I'm just going to read just a couple of them that I would use. And one of them was, I'm a child of a king and my father makes way for me. Because see, those things reminded me, Precious, of who you are. You just keep going. You got to keep going. Right? And the other one, I have a couple more, but I'm only going to read the two. The other one was that the warrior within has already won. That was the other affirmation that I would speak over myself in my self-care plan. You all, I wanted to position myself where I can manage my stresses, but also promote my well-being. I wanted to be able to do both. All right? Absolutely. Man, I'm telling you. And so you all, still with my self-care plan. Now, you all, I still do some some of my self-care techniques, but not like I should and not like I used to. See, you all, this is really what sparked me to do this show today. Because see, I got some more things that's taking place, some more experiences that's coming on in my life. And I've got to go back and revisit that foundation of self-care. You all, like I talked about the book, The Game of Life, or How to Play It. Anytime, I probably read that book about 3 or 4 times. That's how powerful that book is. And when I really get down in the trenches, like that book is like foundational for me. I'll start off with that book and then I'll build on it and I'll start reading some other things and listening to other stuff. Cause it's like, you're like, come on. It's like I'm gotta get geared up. And that's where I am right now. You all, we're going to do a part 2 for self-care because there was more stuff that I wanted to talk about. But you all, when you think about self-care, think about it like this. Think about how good you are to your family. Think about how you make sure that everything in your family goes off without a hitch. Think about how good you are to your friend. Think about how supportive you are to other people. See, that's how you got to love on yourself. See, if you're going to take time out to be there for your friend, take time out to be there for your family, that's what self-care got to look like for you. And again, it ain't gotta be all that luxury stuff that I was talking about earlier. You could throw some of that in there. But I'm telling you, these are things that you can do at home. These are things that you can do at work. These are like me meditating. That's something I can do sitting out in my car real quick to get recentered. Okay? I've learned this from my experiences, and I look forward to us talking more about it on next week because there's more stuff that I want to talk about when it comes to self-care. See, you all, self-care could be simple. You all, it could be just you sitting down reading a good book. You ain't got to read the whole book, reading a couple of pages. Enjoying a cup of coffee, a cup of tea. Silence. Sometimes it's just silence, right? It could be a spa day. It could be mani-pedis, all that stuff. Because listen, y'all, I still like to go get my manis and get my nails and stuff done. I still like to do that. I still like to enjoy time, adult conversations with my friends and adult activities with my friends. But you all, what I've discovered, that the real luxury is not what you spend on those elaborate trips or those those are great. But you all, the real luxury is the 4-letter word, and that's time. You've got to develop to position yourself to have some time for you, just like you do for everybody else. You all, this is not optional. This is a must. We got so many things that we're carrying. Self-care is an absolute must. You all, it's no longer optional. So you all, listen, I want to open this thing up. Because see, I want to know if you are, I want to hear from my viewers. I want to hear from you all. I want to know if you have a self-care plan or a self-care routine. And if you do, I want to invite you to come on the live with me and just tell us what yourself, and just take a minute just take about 60 seconds to tell us what your self-care plan is. But even if you don't have one, I want to know, does this motivate you to or encourage you to get one? And to know that it don't have to be so lavish. You can treat yourself. I'm not saying that you don't have to, but it don't always have to be. So is there anybody on the line that would like to join me live so that way the viewers can hear what your self-care plan is that you have? Or you're like, Precious, yeah, this makes sense. I need one of those. I need a self-care plan. So if you on the screen, it says to join. Or you could put in the chat, Precious, yeah, I want to say something. I want to come on the live, and then I'll invite you. Then I'll invite you to the live. So y'all, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Come on. Tonight, I want us to talk with each other. I want us to talk with each other. All right. Well, we'll see. Again, you can put in the comments, Precious, I have a self-care plan. I want to join the live. If you don't know how to log into it, then I'll invite you. But we're going to keep this party moving. All right. So you all, listen. When we finish this live, you all, let's take a sip because it's been a few minutes since we took a sip, right? Cocktails and Conversation with Precious G. So you all, listen, when we finish this live, you all, I want you to make sure you go to the YouTube page and make sure you subscribe to the YouTube page. Because after I do the live, I upload the link to the 3D Connections YouTube page, and now you can go out there and listen to it. But I also want you to subscribe to the channel so that way you can see other great things that 3D Connections is doing as well. All right, so you all, just kind of wrapping up, you all, self-care is a practice. You know, I want to talk about just what the definition of self-care is. Self-care is a practice that should reflect your interest, your needs, and grow with you as you evolve. See, your self-care may not be the same today. You know, what you maybe needed 5 years ago won't be probably what you need today. And your self-care plan may change. If you started today, it may change 6 months from now. Because your self-care plan should evolve with you. Right? Just, you know, and so I talked about you looking out for your friends. Man, we're going to talk more about that next week. We're going to talk more about that next week. But let me tell you all something. The first thing I want you all to do, I want you to develop your own self-care plan. You all, your self-care plan, you can develop it on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, or a monthly basis. You all, this is what I personally believe. That when you set up to do certain things, you want to give yourself the best shot to be successful. What do you mean, Precious, when you say that? You don't want, you know, like I just got to throw fasting out there. Or exercise plan. If you know that you've never done a very strict exercise plan, that may not be the first thing you want to go to, where you just drink water for 7 days. Okay? You know, my mom taught us growing up, and she still preaches that today, and I preach that even with my fitness classes. Moderation is the key. Anything that you overconsume can become a harm to you. Guess what? Even water. I know this for a fact. So moderation is the key in everything you do in life. But you want to position, when you're going to orchestrate a new plan, you want to do it to where you can position yourself to be as successful as possible at it. So the first thing I want you all to do, I want you to develop your own self-care plan. Daily, monthly, okay? Daily, monthly, or weekly, okay? But when you're developing your own plan, you want to do things that are affordable, that are practical, and that are attractive to you. Y'all, this is all about you. Your self-care plan is all about you. And you're not being selfish. You're saying, listen, I'm going to make myself whole. Because I have a purpose, and being whole and your purpose tie hand in hand together, right? So you all, I'm gonna read some stuff that I found out in my research, talking about self-care, and I'm gonna put the link about self-care. So you all, these are 6 types. There are 6 types of self-care, or 6 areas of self-care. All right. It says there are 6 types of self-care. Here are the 6 areas: emotional, physical, social, practical, mental, and spiritual. All right. So let's look at what these look like, and I'm just gonna kind of hit some of them. So the emotional self-care. It looks like activities that help you connect, process, and reflect on a full range of emotions. All right. So what are some examples of that? Seeing a therapist, writing in a journal, doing something creative. All right. From an art standpoint, playing music, dancing. That helps with the emotional side of your self-care. What does practical self-care look like? Those are tasks that you complete that fulfill core aspects of your life in order to prevent future stressful situations, like creating a budget. You all, I'm a list person. I'm really big on lists. You all, if I'm going out of town, I don't care if I'm going out of town for one day, I write a list. Y'all, you all, it's so funny because I'll have a list. I'll say, like, I'm going out of town. Okay, all right, so I'm be gone for 3 days. All right, I need 4 outfits. All right, I need jewelry. I need smell goods. I need lotion too. Like, I literally write it down. And my family will tell you, if I go to the grocery store without a list, and my friends like, I'm like, oh Lord, I don't have no list. I'm a list person. All right, but that helps you with your practical self-care. All right, so like creating a budget, taking professional development, organizing your closet, organizing your area, papers, stuff like that, right? What's the third type of area where self-care is? Physical self-care. Activities you do that improve the well-being of your physical health, like taking a walk, whether it's during break, during your lunch break, or when you get off work, or getting up early enough where you can do it in the morning, getting adequate sleep, staying hydrated. Physical self-care. You all, I used to do seminars with I would go to churches and different organizations because I would do seminars and show people how they could work out from their desk. So even if you're working at an office, there are things that you can do, to work out, things that you can do to help keep you physically mobile, right? Help your physical mobility. So what's the fourth area of self-care? Mental self-care. That's big, right? Any activities that stimulate your mind or your intellect. You all, here's some examples. Reading a book, solving a puzzle, playing chess, going to a museum. You all, I love brain teasers. I don't have a lot of games on my phone or my iPad, but the games that I do, they're all brain teasers. They're things that kind of keep me sharp, to keep me going, to keep me thinking, right? And sometimes if I'm somewhere and I get jittery, I'll just pull out and start doing these little puzzles on my phone, right? Because that helps with the self-care. Social self-care. Activities that nurture and deepen the relationships with people in your life. You all, like going to brunch with friends, going on a date, making a call to a family member or friend, okay, regularly. Like, how many times have you all said, I was going to call you? Some been telling me to call you. Like, in a month went by, 6 months went by. Girl, you called me. I was going to call you. Like, that really was on your mind. But what if you just did it when it came to you, to just take that off your plate? Just take it off. Take it off your plate at that moment. And then the sixth one is spiritual self-care. That's activities that nurture your spirit and allow you to think bigger than yourself. Spiritual self-care does not have to be religious, although for some it is. And examples of spiritual self-care, you all, would be meditation, slide and sweat fitness class, okay, yoga, going to a place to worship, all right, being in nature, just sitting outside, you working out outside, getting some fresh air. Y'all, we are lacking vitamin D. I'm not a professional, but I do know this. Y'all know why we're like we trying to figure out why we so fatigued and stuff like that, because a lot of us work in office buildings, and because we're not executives, we don't sit by the window, right? We don't got the window seat, so we don't get that sunlight, we don't get that vitamin D. Now a lot of people are working from home. They're not going outside. One of the things my mom used to always say, when you go outside, she would have us inhale, exhale. She said, need to open up your lungs. You need that fresh breath. You need that fresh air. She would have us inhale and exhale. She would have us do that. And I still do that to this day. Especially if I feel, when I go outside, the air feels real crisp, real like, ooh, it's good. I do that. So you all, those are things that we can do, all right, to help us in our self-care journey. All right. So nobody wanted to join me on live? Well, y'all, let's take a sip. Nobody wanted to join me on live? Come on. Hold up your glasses. Hold up your glasses. Well, you all listen. as we wrap up, you all remember Cocktails and Conversation. Cocktails and Conversation airs. Cocktails and Conversation airs every Sunday at 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern, you all. And listen, I want you all, and I thank you so much for everybody that's supporting this broadcast, supporting this show. It's just going to continue to get better and better over time. Listen, if you have a show idea that you want to talk about, listen, in the also that's on the live, you're going to see my email address. Go ahead and shoot me an email. If you have a story that maybe you want me to read about, go ahead and send me that email. I'll make sure it's anonymous. I won't disclose who you are, all right? It'll be between me and you, all right? But listen, because you want to get the viewers' opinions, go ahead and do that, you all. Listen, I thank each and every one of you all for supporting me, and I want you all to make sure you share this link. Share this link with people so that way we can build the viewers up. You all, with self-care, I want to leave y'all with this last thing. You all, with self-care, we are all in this together. Although it's an individual process, it's a community situation. It's a community situation. So you all, I want to say thank you so much for your time, and thank you for joining Cocktails and Conversation. Hey, beautiful people, I'm Precious G, and I'm out of here. Love y'all dearly. Take care. Bye-bye.